And we're back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
thank you for joining us once again for Tales of Jemmora, the Kraken's Wake. Last we left off, basically, Jacobin Dunn got arrested and put in the pokey overnight.
He was put in the county jail overnight.
The rest of the crew
Jacobin got a DUI.
were interrogated. OUI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tales of Jemmora is filmed on site with the men and women of law enforcement.
Operating a hammer while under the influence.
I was about to say an SUI,
Swinging.
smiting.
Oh,
Smiting under the influence.
Yes,
Smiting
that
under
is
the
correct.
influence.
That would be correct.
True.
Yeah, there was a
Put a
smite.
lot of oomph behind that.
There was a smite. All right, so to answer your question, and Jacobin proved, cells can't hold me. I'm only here because I want to be here. And Misty stepped out. So the captain goes, oh, okay, you're one of those, kind of a thing. Okay, well, all right. And proceeded to clap him in manacles that prevented the teleportation.
With the assist.
With the assist of Seraph, his lawyer, who for May,
Yeah.
we'll say.
Harvey-
And May wasn't
Harvey
even
Birdman.
there, but like Courtney feels so vindictive.
Oh no, you don't. No, we're not bringing that character back. No, there is no Birdman.
No.
That character does not exist.
Does not, yes.
We all
Does-
agreed on
does
this.
not exist. Yep.
We all agree that character never occurred.
That's right. I totally honestly forgot.
Yeah, because we agreed. Yeah.
There will be no bird person.
No bird person. Yes, in a poetic justice for May, Seraph paralyzed Jacobin with a hold person spell to get the manacles on him. The manacles are a thick set of what appears to be iron with a big, thick iron chain. However, you can see that there are glyphs that are etched into the chain and the manacles.
So, how many guards are watching me?
There are 10 guards.
Are they all watching me?
They are all watching you.
Fine, I don't even care. I go into my bag of holding.
Mostly because they're all posted in that room, and you're kind of the only prisoner that's in the cell at the moment.
I go to my bag of holding
Yep.
and get out my adamantine blacksmith tools.
Okay. They're all kind of. All right.
And I'm going to attempt, there's got to be some type of chisel
Yeah.
and a hammer.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to somehow break the chain between my
Break the chains!
Give me a dexterity check with your proficiency bonus because you're using blacksmith tools, but with disadvantage.
Disadvantage,
Yeah.
Oh! A 20 and an 18. Hold on, let me add up the rest.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God, I really wish I had that natural 20. Okay. Dexterity with my proficiency. Total of 22.
Okay. So, here's the thing. Normally, you would be, this would have been like somehow take the hammer and hitting just the right spots, and you should have just chiseled that chain in half with one strike, right? You managed to find what should be the weak spot and everything, but you go to do it, and it just bounces right off.
Even with the adamantine.
Give me an intelligence check. I'll let you add your proficiency bonus for blacksmithing.
Okay. Okay. I have a +0 in intelligence. Total of 17.
17. That's still plenty good enough. So you think it's because they're enchanted. And what you've seen is, from your party and certainly your hammer and everything, is that items that are enchanted seem to just have some sort of supernatural resilience that regular items don't have, even protecting against adamantine.
Yeah, I didn't know if adamantine had some inner magic in it that could counteract. That's fine. I just give like a guttural roar and slam the adamantine hammer off the ground. And I kick the chisel against the wall. And a moment, I pace back and forth. muttering incoherent
Like a caged dog.
nothings. And I just throw my tools back in the bag of holding. I pick up my hammer. Norn's, Norn's. I just have Norn's hammer. What's it called? Norn's wrath.
Yeah.
Just cement walls, right?
Stone.
Stone.
Yeah.
I give a
boy.
swing to whatever wall I would think would lead to the outside.
When you start swinging,
So you got into the mess.
all the guards immediately springing to action.
Oh no. Here we
Puppy
go.
pile on top of him.
Yep.
Jacobin. I didn't think I was gonna have to use this.
We
Roll
were
initiative.
trying to help you, you know.
Roll initiative.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I got to keep it real, man.
I mean, he's playing his character,
He is.
you know?
Well,
He sure is.
if you hadn't held person on me, I wouldn't have gotten so mad, and I don't think I would have done this.
So it's really all your fault that he's busting out a prisoner right now.
Yep, not Jacobin's fault. It's your fault.
Just like it's my
I
fault
was-
that he had to use
right,
whole person on me.
Just like
Right.
it was your fault
Yeah.
deciding to go on that hunt when we didn't need to.
Yeah, yeah. And nothing's anybody else's fault.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing's ever Jacobin's fault. It's always
Never.
somebody else's.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Exactly how it works.
Yeah, totally.
18.
18. Okay. All right. So basically, you're gonna get to act before the 10 guards. So you get one good swing in on the wall.
Yeah.
So roll your hammer damage.
It's
Can I
hammer
smite?
time.
You can smite. You don't know. I don't know if you've ever tried smiting an inanimate object.
Hey,
Can he smite with the manacles on?
that's really the question I'm asking. But hold on. I hit construct. I don't think walls would.
It's adamantine, so it
Yeah.
yeah,
Whatever.
it's good against objects.
I'm going to give it a smite Reno
Okay.
just for funds.
Okay.
Just cause.
Okay, sure. Why not?
Why not? Yeah, sure.
Pull a Taliesin. Sure. That'll be fun.
Sometimes that is literally my thought
It's
process.
important to say yes and.
Exactly. All right. This is just normal dice damage and.
Yep.
No. Okay.
Yeah. It's a wall.
No.
You hit it.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like a crit or anything. That's all.
Nah, he could hit
No,
outside
there
of the
there's special rules for adamantine
That's
weapons.
fine. That's fine. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. 26 damage.
26 damage.
Oh wait.
How much of that is radiant?
Hold on. 29 damage. How much of that is radiant?
Yeah.
11.
Okay.
So 18 bludgeoning.
Okay. You leave this giant, essentially impact, like shattered crater mark into the wall. The wall has not given at this time. But I mean, it's like you see in sort of superhero movies when they do like a 3-point landing in the street and it's just. That's what you did to the wall. All right, so now it's the guards.
Yep.
Of course.
So here's what we're gonna do. It's rather than me rolling essentially 5 grapple checks with advantage, is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll one with advantage, and then you roll disadvantage for your athletics.
Okay. $21.
21. You are like, it's all these guards are coming at you, but they're staggering.
And I'm making a point not to try to hurt them.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
focused on just breaking this
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah. You also notice they are not trying to hurt you either. they're trying to again like get you and like restrain you, kind of a thing.
I'm just like swinging my hammer
But
wide so they can't get near me and
instead
shrugging
of
them
all
off
10
me.
of them trying to dogpile you on at once, it's they're cautiously approaching and everything, so they're staggering, and you're just throwing them off left and right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like some Three Stooges stuff going on here.
your turn.
I attack the wall again.
You attack the wall again. Okay. Roll damage
Did
again.
the radiant damage do anything last time?
Did not appear to have any effect.
Okay. So I didn't like feel it course through me at all, basically.
You did feel it course through you.
It just didn't extend to my hammer.
It seemed to like, no, it did.
Okay.
It just seemed to like scorch the wall,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
it didn't really.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you smote the wall.
Okay. Okay. I attack again. Do I hit the wall? Do I have to roll?
You don't have. You should have disadvantage. So this, well, and especially with all the guards coming
That's
at you,
what I mean.
I'm gonna say you should roll this time.
Okay. Disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
He's distracted.
Woof.
He hits another guard.
13.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say yeah. You managed to connect with the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still a wall.
Yeah, the AC to hit would be 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because otherwise it would be like a glancing blow.
Yeah. I'm not smiting this one, noticing that I didn't do anything.
Yep.
18 damage.
Okay. Yeah. You can see like another just pounding into this thing, and there's like a very small hole that has opened up. It's maybe about the size of like a coin. So you think like maybe 2 more units like that, and you can basically, get a hole that's about maybe 1.5 foot wide in diameter. So the guards are going to attempt to try and restrain you again. So disadvantage on athletics.
Woof.
Oh, that's bad.
10.
To their 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what they do is you are now grappled, and they are trying to sort of wrench the hammer away from you. So your turn.
How many of them are on me?
All 10. It is. Some of them are trying to grab the hammer. Some of them are trying to grab your legs. Some of them are trying to grab your arms and everything. Some of them are like grabbing onto your armor to like pull you down.
I'm just trying to choke you out.
You are grappled, but they're like it's essentially 10 grapples on you.
Attack.
You can still attack. Okay.
I realize I'm playing nice and it goes so far.
21.
That would be why I told you.
With
about the
disadvantage?
iron.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 was my
We
low
might
one.
need help.
The plus 11 I think.
In the morning after my bath.
14 damage.
Okay. All right.
Oh. Do I still get 2 attacks per turn?
No.
No.
Not with them holding
Okay,
onto
that's
it.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. So, another roll. Disadvantage. Ooh. Yeah.
11.
I think they got it with a 29.
Yeah.
So, they managed to wrest your hammer away from you, while the other ones kind of pin you down. You're now restrained. They're shouting. You see there's more guards running in, and then they run out. And at this point, there is, as you're fighting, and we'll say that you
I'm just
and the guards
yelling-
just struggle at this point.
Yeah, incoherent yelling, snarling, almost like an animal, basically.
Yeah. You see there is a robed figure, kind of in light blue and silver robes, that comes in with like a shield that has a bear's head on it. a dwarven woman, white hair. She looks older, in double braids on the side of her head. Is he possessed? No, he's just right angry. He just all of a sudden he tried to break his manacles with some kind of smithing tools, and then he just started cracking at the wall with that giant hammer of his. She kind of holds the shield out in front of her, walks up through the door. You start to hear her speak, and then there's like kind of like a double inflection in her voice. And she says, I think that's enough for now. I need you to make a... I need to look up the save. What do you have, calm emotions?
Ha! I knew that was being called up.
I would assume a whiz.
It might be charisma.
I don't think I have it, but let me
Yeah, I
check.
think there's a minute.
It's charisma.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, charisma saving throw, please. You may choose, because I think you have your save bonus, right, for being a paladin? Yeah, you may choose to add it if you want.
Oh, I am.
I figured.
28 is my saving throw.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah, I think you did it too. I don't think that worked.
Yelling and swinging continues.
Well,
There's no such thing as adamant.
let's try something else then. She said, I said, sir, that is quite enough. If you do not stop, you're going to hurt yourself or one of these other guards and land yourself in even more trouble. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw this time.
25.
Oh my god.
Is he really able to think straight? Like, with everything that's going on in his head?
Probably not.
Yeah, but absolute willpower
Yeah.
through,
No,
through
it's
rage.
just it's the ability to think straight is totally irrelevant for the purposes of resisting a hold person spell. So at this point,
I was gonna say, I probably feel my body start to lock up, and I'm just like, ah, no!
Hulking out over.
Oh
well,
my god, yeah, he's totally just
I guess
helping
we're
out.
just doing this the hard way then, and she slings the shield on her back, and she just jumps onto the fray at this point. So you are struggling. You are struggling.
Mike down, Mike down.
Yeah, Mike down.
I don't know like that.
Sure.
So yeah, she jumps onto the fray. You are struggling, and there's just enough bodies on top
Yeah,
of you
yeah.
that you're not cooperating. But all they have to do is like go limp, and suddenly
yeah.
like you've got
It's like a weighted blanket.
several hundred pounds of weight just on top of you.
Yeah.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see the door open, and a familiar face walks through. It is your former first mate, Sevelius Oakbreeze. Is this a bad time? Right. I'll come back tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah, I think let me just help you out for a second. And he walks over to the door, and just make sure that there's like a set of keys outside and just like closes the door, just closes the cell door. Although thinks about it for a moment right before he closes the door. Wait. Opens it back up. You two. Over by the hammer. Get it out of here. Get it out.
Smart. Smart man.
And those two guards try and like just kick the hammer out of the cell.
Try and kick it.
I will let you roll straight strength at disadvantage to try and stop them.
Natural 20, baby.
You would need double 20s.
I know.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing if it happened.
It could, but it didn't. 17.
Okay, not quite.
Yeah.
You're like, ah, and you're reaching out with your hand and you almost have it, and somebody's like, no, and they like elbow slam down onto your arm, and you're just like, and you recoil back from it, and they kick the hammer out, and then Svel's just like, okay, and he shuts the door. All right, I'm gonna come back tomorrow, or maybe not. Jacobin, I was gonna make you a deal. I'll wait until you're a little in right mind. Bye. And then he like runs out the door. It like slams the door shut, kind of a thing.
Oh my god, I love Sibelius.
So, Jacobin continues to struggle for about a half hour.
I was gonna say this continues for as long as you want until you just like give up from exhaustion.
Eventually falls asleep.
Yeah. And it's basically what once you've passed out from just exhaustion,
Yeah.
probably from lack of oxygen.
Yeah.
That you scream to the point of passing out.
Yeah.
And when that's done, the guards finally like,
Like, twitches to the sleep. The guard's like, shh.
and here's my-
Like a
and with
toddler.
that, peace returns. Some semblance of peace returns once more. When you've passed out, they also take your bag of holding. They leave your armor.
I was gonna say, did he don his armor again?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Well, they take your armor too, and they essentially put it just right outside the jail cell, and they have two guards just sitting right next to it. So essentially,
You have special guards for your stuff.
we'll say that functionally, you have all your stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
it's just
It's
5 feet
there,
away
but
from
I
you
don't have it on
the
me.
other side of a set of bars.
They didn't confiscate it, but you still can't play with your toys.
So, with that, we'll cut back to the rest of the party. Do you want to have anything to do for the rest of the night? Essentially, while you're resting, or just cut to morning?
I mean, I think he told me what I needed to do.
Yep.
So, yeah, Seraph told me what Twixen and I should go do.
Yep.
So, and I took about, I took a nice long hot bath and
Oh yeah.
and thought about how I was gonna phrase all of this
Yeah.
out to Whisper Tricky Finger.
Okay.
Tricky.
Tyron Kai. So, what are you up to for the rest of the evening?
Did
No.
I go with them to the hotel, or did I return with the crew to the ship?
I'm going to leave that up to you. They mentioned that there's rooms available.
He would have had no interest in any of it.
Okay. So, all right. So we'll say you go back to the ship with the other dudes, and you go sleep in the bilge on your treasure pile, as per customary.
Before he goes to sleep, though, he's gonna attempt. I don't know if Meloria would be there
Yeah.
in the meantime. But
Yeah,
he's going
she's
Would've gone
part of
back.
that group.
he's going to attempt to sneak into Mai's room.
May's room.
You want to
May-
sneak into my room?
Dangerous.
Okay.
He
So
is
you
lucky
asked
I'm not
because
there.
it's Meloria's room too.
Well, if she's in there, he's going to be, and then have to like explain himself.
Well, so you all go back together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you just like follow her to the room?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Tyrant Kai, is there something I can help you with?
May keeps lockpicks in here. Yes.
I don't know. I would assume that she would have them on her person. I mean, if she did, I don't really know where they would be.
Tyron Kai's half ignoring Meloria and beginning to rummage through what he assumes is May's things.
Oh, I think you shouldn't do that. You should go to your room.
He doubles back and puts the end of his snout right in Meloria's face. I've had quite enough of you soft skins for one night. Where are they?
In my back fucking pocket, bitch.
She puts her hands on her hips. Now you see here, mister. I will not have you go through our things in search of an item that is likely on her person, an item that is specifically designed to get in places where you shouldn't be, and as the ship's cook, I will not be treated as such, because it is my job to make sure that none of you, including you, get food poisoning. And I know that you have a penchant for eating less than appetizing fare. But I know full well from serving in the tavern on Deepwater that lizard folk tend to get food poisoning just as easily as the rest of us soft-skinned folk.
About halfway through her spiel, Tyron Kai started looking up and off into the distance as if thinking about something. He points a clawed finger at her. How recently have you served fish?
Tired guy, we've been having fish the whole trip.
Without another word, he's out the door, headed towards the kitchen of all things.
Which is essentially right across the hall. Or right across the deck.
That's all we've been eating.
Yeah. Fresh caught every day.
If she actually takes any notice in what he's doing, he looks around the floor until he finds a nice thin fish bone.
What are you looking for?
He holds the tiny little fish bone in his clawed fingers and tries holding it up against the lantern for a moment and looks down on it, throws it behind him, disappointed, and goes rummaging around again on the floor.
Look, I will not have you making a mess of my kitchen either. She goes to pick up all the little fish bones that you keep throwing all over. You essentially pick them out of like a garbage pail and throw them all on the floor and everything. And she rushes over to pick them back up and put them in the garbage pail.
She's endeared herself to me and she doesn't even know it. Or I don't even know it. May doesn't even know it.
Tired guy, we're all very tired. What are you looking for and for what purpose?
I'm not used to explaining myself to meat. Continues rummaging through.
Well, I think perhaps you should start. And I need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Whoa!
You're not paying her enough.
Oh boy, Whifferino, 9.
Okay. Your attitude toward her shifts such that you consider her a trusted friend.
All right, then Tyron Kai stops what he's doing for a moment and begins
You guys weren't
delicately
the only ones to level up when you reached Twillin.
Tyron Kai begins delicately scooping the fish bones back up off the floor and placing them back in the refuse pail.
Now just, what are you looking for?
Something long and pointy and thin.
Well, I presume lockpicks. Why are you looking for lockpicks? What is it that you're looking for that you would need lockpicks?
Jacobin was placed in bindings. I want to remove them.
No, that's a very bad idea.
That's a very bad idea.
Tyrant Kai, we'll figure something out. But breaking him out is just going to land you in trouble. Likely just as much trouble.
Okay,
I think you should just go to bed.
I'm going to go to bed.
Okay.
Aww.
Tyrant Cat kind of slinks off down the stairs slowly.
See,
After
I was
about
gonna-
an hour,
I was gonna see
the
how
feeling
much.
wears off. And you know you done got charmed.
I was
That's
gonna
what I was just
say,
looking
like,
up to
if
make
he
sure.
started rustling through stuff too much, he was gonna agitate some of my alchemist's fire.
About so about an
Yeah.
hour later,
Got 3 flasks
there's a
of it.
deep rattling noise and a very displeased hiss from the bilge.
I'm just
loud
picturing like
thumping
Tyrant Kai
and
like all
scraping
curled
noises.
up and like just like sitting on this treasure pile and just sleeping, and all of a sudden like an hour later, just the eyes go
Like in The Hobbit. It's just
staring intensifies. So yes. So, save that. Anybody else have any plans for the rest of the evening? Okay. So,
I, as I'm saying my nightly devotions,
Yep.
am going to pray for guidance to Kure, because the look that I got from Jacobin is not something that I've experienced before. And I'm concerned that we're losing him and his ability to help us is decreasing as we lose him.
give me a religion check.
Modified 20.
Okay.
not bad, not bad.
Pretty good.
You do get a response. It's more of a feeling than like a verbal response. And the feeling that you get is that you need to follow the course that your heart tells you. And if you, no matter how difficult it is, that it's the right path. And that although he's in a bit of a dark place right now, light always comes after dark.
It's always darkest before the dawn.
Sun starts coming up. It lights
in-
up the sky a little bit. And
In brightest day and darkest night, it's time that I say goodnight.
Okay. So, next morning, what we'll do is we'll. So, you all sleep, fairly soundly the rest of the night. And you wake up, it's mid-morning.
I presume this counts as a long rest for those
It,
of us who...
it does count as a long rest. Even for Jacobin.
Oh, he
So,
had a
so
very
once
long
you
rest.
passed out, you passed out for the full 8 hours, and you do awaken to there is a small plate of bread and dried meat and a wooden cup of it's like a wooden plate and a wooden cup of water with some bread and some like jerky on it.
No utensils.
No utensils.
Okay.
They're not risking that again.
No.
Just checking.
At this point,
Just checking.
at this point, they're certainly they're worried that either one of the guards is going to get stabbed, or Jacobin's going to get stabbed.
Or you're gonna attack the wall with the spoon.
I
Yeah.
mean,
There
that's
is a small hole in the wall still.
I mean,
There is a small
he
hole in
could
the
try and Shawshank it.
wall. You are able to see if you look through that hole.
You would.
You do see there appear to be a number of individuals outside that are like looking at it, very perplexed.
Does it lead outside?
It does lead outside.
What are you looking at?
And they,
As I'm eating and like spitting out pieces of meat as I'm talking and you're shouting.
you hear them to
Madman.
He is a madman.
to fetch a wizard. See if they can come fix this. Some sort of arcanist.
Body check it so you knock it down.
You also see in there is Sevelios kind of sitting just in one of the chairs. Ah, I see that you're awake and a bit calmer than
What are you doing here?
I heard about what happened, Jacobin. I can help if you want my help.
Takes a big bite out of the bread. What can you do then?
From my privateering days, I have some connections. I can speak with them and certainly try to take some of the more difficult charges off your sentence. Namely, that they won't just kill you.
And then what do you want in return?
Well, it's going to cost me a fair bit of money in order to enact the influence that I need to make this arrangement.
I nod my head to my pile of stuff. Take what you need out of the bag.
Well, it's not something in the bag.
Oh,
You want Safali.
As you know, I need a ship.
Yeah?
If you're willing to give up the folly,
For good.
aye.
Fuck off.
Well,
That was about as expected as it could be.
Yep.
Yeah.
your sentencing's at what is it, 14 bells.
16.
$16.
16 bells. My office stands until then. Because, you know, it won't do you any good if you're already in trial for... I need time to do it, but...
Go
I'll give
off.
you until 14 bells.
I can already tell you the answer is the same one I just gave you.
Well, I tried.
You did.
I know you're a good man, Jacobin.
I would have to disagree at this point.
I know you don't give yourself enough credit. You're not a very good captain, though. I'm sorry. It just had to be said.
I would say I'm a great captain, not a good person. I think that's where we disagree.
Aye. Quite the opposite. But
I think that's just like your opinion, man.
by the very definition, yes. It is. But then again, you're the one being behind bars. And
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with my captaining.
The paladin abides.
Anyways, at least you brought me a bit of brevity. Appreciate that much, at least. Good luck to you in whatever it is you do.
thank you. He leaves. Just shakes his head, closes the door behind him. So, for the rest of you, start with Tyr and Kai. You wake up on your pile of loot and treasure.
Still very angry.
Okay.
All right, well, I'll head up on deck for now.
Okay. You do see. So once you get up on top deck, you see there's the two guards posted at the end of the gangplank. Wilhelm's up there. He's kind of just tidying things up. Master Tyrankai. I see you're up.
What's the weather like today?
It is the
It's
same as
12.
yesterday.
So foggy.
Foggy,
Mid 50s.
Today?
The fog has
Mid-50s?
lifted somewhat, but it's still. There's still some semblance of mist. It's just the visibility isn't as poor as it was last night.
Okay.
There's a slight drizzle.
Are
Cloudy.
there any seagulls around?
Yeah, there's a couple seagulls.
Rain don't keep those bastards away.
Tyrankai just kind of nods quietly at him, but he's giving an unusual amount of attention to the seagulls overhead.
Oh my god, he's gonna try and kill one of you.
No, not, not yet.
Yeah,
All things in time.
Yeah.
I believe your friends are down at the inn.
Where is that?
I'm not entirely sure, but we could send a message for them.
No, you knew where the inn was.
Oh, was I there when
Yeah.
you got the rooms? I thought I stayed on the ship during
Oh,
all that.
no, that's right. Yeah,
He
you're
did
right.
stay in the ship,
Yeah.
but we can say that, they can
was-
certainly send a message to let them know that you're up, kind of a thing.
No, he'd still be trying to think how to spring Jacobin, so his best
Okay.
bet would probably be finding May. So he's going to attempt to leave the ship.
Oh boy.
The
Attempts to leave
guards,
the
I'm
ship.
guessing, are not going to take kindly to that, or at least are going to want to follow him.
I was gonna say, at the very least, they're just gonna follow him.
As you leave the ship, they just say, "Going out about business, are you?
Yes.
You mind telling us where you're headed off to?"
Tank actually itches himself with a clawed hand. I'm not sure. Where are the rest of the crew?
Oh. Well, they're staying down at an inn across the district.
What the leaky hole?
Then that is
Dead.
where I'll
And
be
they
going.
if you just go down the dock here,
Beautiful thing.
and then you head east.
Tank,
East? No. You head west.
There we
You
go.
head
great.
west.
There we go.
Here it comes.
I'm like, I'm on the page.
Tyron Kai begins heading off, not in
And there's a-
exactly the right
Head west.
direction.
It's a ramshackle building. Doesn't look like it fits in with the rest of the buildings.
Tyron Kai,
So.
Tyron Kai heads off in some semblance of the correct direction.
Yeah. And we'll say, you take a couple of missteps, but you get there. And we'll say that you guys are having breakfast when Tyron Kai walks in. So yeah. We'll say you've done your morning sun salutations. So yes. Breakfast consists of a porridge with a sparse amount of cinnamon
Good. No cinnamon.
and a meager amount of apples mixed in. You certainly know fresh fruit and vegetables. The conditions aren't great for them.
No.
You mostly get like root vegetables that don't have a lot of flavor.
Potatoes.
Not even potatoes, like turnip.
Oh, I mean,
Hey, turnips are delicious.
It-
yeah. I'm like, you're just not eating the right types of turnips there, babe.
But no, like carrots, no. It's pretty much turnips. It's too wet for potatoes. Like they get moldy.
Is this a turnips porridge?
Kinda?
Mashed turnips and porridge.
Bless you.
Bless you. Yeah.
All this talk of turnips is making a meal.
Yep.
Apples and sulfur.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Boy, you lot are gonna smell amazing later.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Tyron Kai walks in.
Hi. How was your night?
My head feels strange.
Did you go drinking after?
That elf you bunk with is not to be trusted.
Why? What'd she do?
Do you have your lockpicks with you?
Why?
I would like to borrow them.
I repeat, why?
Well, you certainly aren't going to help Jacobin.
Do you want to use my lockpick? My tinker's my yeah. You want to
Yeah.
use my tools to try and get him out?
I'm sorry, I did not know I was unclear.
You realize that those manacles that he has on are magic in some way.
As am I.
Yeah,
This point. Listen,
but my tools aren't going to do anything, so no, you can't have them.
I'm gonna be straight with you, folks. I am not gonna allow any sort of attempt to break that man out of jail.
Tyron
I
Kai-
don't think my face can take it.
This is the innkeeper.
This is the innkeeper.
Dundren, I completely
he's short, right?
agree with you.
Yes.
Tyron Kai rounds on him and then expecting to see someone tall and then looks down at him, towering over,
Yeah, May's gonna get between Tyron Kai and Grundon. And no,
towering
no,
for him for a moment.
no,
You should punch him.
no.
Listen. The best thing that can happen is I don't know. Well, for you folks, I don't know what the best thing that could happen is. But you just need to let the courts decide on what's happening.
Tyron Kai notices the rather crummy-looking breakfast they've been served and looks back at the small, noisy creature talking. Turns to me. Why have you not eaten this already?
I mean,
What kind of company are you running?
a weird one.
Yeah, all right. You paid for your rooms, you paid for your breakfast. With that, I'm gonna have to ask you folks to leave.
Yeah, I kind of figured that when he came in here.
Tyron Kai gives him a hungry look, sizes him up a little, and then walks out the door.
Sorry about him.
I just get out.
I'm like
Get
ushering
out.
Twixen out. I'm like, sorry. Dear God, you guys are gonna get me killed. I do not want to go back to jail.
So,
As soon as you walk out the door, Tyron Kai is there waiting for you.
No.
so we'll say, so you guys have a thing that you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Tyron Kai, are you gonna go with? Are you essentially gonna follow them?
Yes, he's going to follow
Okay.
May and continue to pester her for the tools.
So Seraph, we'll start with you, since you were the only person left that's not currently behind bars.
Yeah.
So, where are you going?
Dockmaster's office.
Okay. All right, so you go to the Dockmaster's office. It is a different Dockmaster on duty today than the one you encountered yesterday. This one's a thin elven fellow with sort of long blonde hair, very chiseled features. Yes, can I help you?
Yes, I was actually looking for the Dockmaster of the Watch from yesterday. I have a gift for him for his exceptional efforts in helping get our ship managed and berthed.
Oh, well, he's off duty today. He'll be back tomorrow. Although, if you just want to leave it for him, we can certainly hold on to it for you.
I have worked with him in the past. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if I brought it to him, and this is sort of something that he favors and wouldn't be. He'd be disappointed if it were left here. It's perishable.
Oh, I'm afraid I can't help you there. I don't quite know where he lives in town. I could only tell you that he'll be back tomorrow.
He doesn't know where his coworkers live?
Do you?
I don't know where most of my coworkers live.
Thank you nonetheless. And I leave and try to figure out if I can't get to the dockmaster, then I need to get in touch with another one of my local contacts, perhaps someone a little bit higher on the flagpole.
Well, you know, intelligence is headquartered in Rosington.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and you know where the building is.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could just go straight there.
Subtlety be damned, I go there.
Okay.
Is this like walking into the CIA office or something?
Sorry to.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. However, you present the credentials when they kind of stop you at the entrance
Yep.
and they give you a nod in. You recognize the woman working at the front desk. Her name is Patricia. Kind of a short bob,
'Cause that's what
and
all
wears
women do.
wears a naval uniform.
Hey, Patty, what's up?
Agent Seraph.
Hey, huh?
I see you've returned. How was the mission?
In progress at the moment. Unfortunately, one of the potential agents that I have recruited has run into some supernatural trouble and as a result has incidentally killed one of the city guard.
I see. All right, I will show you in.
Thank you.
Finster and Finster, one moment, please.
She actually gets up and leads you into. To say your superior officer is like a bit of a misnomer, but basically the individual
For all intents and purposes.
that sent you on this mission.
Yep.
It's an individual. He goes by a code name. The code name is Mako. You don't actually know his real name, or his rank or title or whatever. Common among sort of upper individuals in the organization.
Would you say his handler, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's fair.
Jacobin. Sorry. Wrong character. Wah, wah. Seraph,
I go.
how is your mission?
Real good.
It progressed very well. I was able to locate a group of fairly exceptional individuals.
Excellent.
As well as a extremely unusual naval vessel.
Interesting. We'll have to take a look at it. See what sort of applications we can use it for.
I'm here because of a matter of concern. One of the individuals of whom I spoke is a native to Twilling. He's a provincial. He seems to have an association with Norn despite his reluctance to do so. And I see him as a very powerful and capable member of the team that we need to put together in order to continue our aims. However, at the moment, he is incarcerated because he killed a guard. He killed the guard.
So
It sounds
great.
so
He
bad when you
killed
word
the
it
guard
like
under supernatural circumstances. I'm convinced that there is no ill will or other malfeasance on his part.
Well, killing a guard, you know, is a very grave offense. But you say that he's vital to your mission?
Of the group that I have met, there is no one who hits harder and fights stronger for what he believes in. And if we can convince him of our cause, I can assure you that he will be a vital asset to our efforts.
Make a persuasion check.
I'm like sitting here like holding my breath. Because
Persuasion. I've been waiting for a persuasion check. That's a 19 with my plus 10 to persuade is a 29.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Pretty good. Well, we'll see what we can do. It is going to take, when's his trial?
The trial's at 16 bells. I've already asked and been granted the ability to act as his advocate.
It's going to take some doing, but we'll see if we can get some of the charges reduced.
The charge that is undeserved is the charge of the murder of the guard. The other charges levied against him are perhaps fair at the best.
So, one of the things is we'll need assurance. This individual seems a bit of a loose cannon. We'll need him under control.
That is something that...
As you know, we value discretion. We can't afford to have collateral damage roaming the streets.
Agreed.
So, on the condition that should anything further happen, that you will both suffer consequences.
Josh, you're collateral damage.
It was really nice knowing you, man. You liked
Yeah.
your character.
I'll be rolling up a new character, looks like.
Both of y'all will.
Make a few messages to send out to the various magistrates. You'll still have to go through the trial, of course, but
Of course.
and there will still be punishments to be served, but
In service to the kingdom.
all right. Get out of here.
Is there a sigh and like a eyebrow rub, and I'm getting too old for this?
Yes.
Damn it, Seraph! Here.
Yes.
So you walk out, and you can hear him. You can hear Mako kind of going, these agents, they get more and more reckless every day. I'm getting too old for this shit. 2 days from retirement.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
So, Patricia leads you out.
Good old Patty.
Where do you go next?
At this point, the gears are in motion. I am going to go at my peril to visit Jacobin.
That's definitely it. Your peril.
That's
Okay.
totally at your peril.
Totally at my peril.
So, you go as you're on your way over there. You pass Sevelios. Ah, Master Seraph.
Sevelios, good to see you.
Hi. Listen, I'm sorry to hear about Jacobin. I just was over to try and make a deal to help him out, but he didn't go for it.
I think the words he specifically said were "go fuck off."
A deal.
I have connections that I have some influence with that could help him out. But they're expensive. So,
And
expensive. Buying a ship expensive. So, I asked him for a ship. He didn't like that deal. So, I'm off to do some ship shopping.
I wish you good luck with your ship shopping. I can't say anything about the folly, but if there's anything I can do to be of assistance in your efforts, let me know.
I appreciate that, but I think you folks have done enough.
I entirely understand.
Yep. Burn. He's probably still
I
invited.
bid him farewell.
So, you make it to the guardhouse. At this point, Jacobin, you've finished the. It's
It's edible.
I wouldn't call it a meager amount of food,
Right.
but it's not a generous amount of food.
Yeah.
It is an amount of food.
So
It is technically an amount.
you see that
Zeros in that.
all of Jacobin's equipment is outside the cell, under guard. And he is pushed out kind of a little wooden plate of food, an empty wooden plate. Ah, our rowdy prisoners' council. The same captain from last
Right.
night. Your charge caused quite a stir, apparently.
I notice.
Is my wooden plate nearby?
Yeah, it's just on the other side of your bars. You can get it with your
Yeah.
hands.
I throw it at Seraph. Through the
Okay.
bars.
I can say,
Not hard,
yeah, we'll say.
just a toss.
Give me a dexterity check with disadvantage.
Sure.
See if you get through the bars.
No, it's through the bar. It's more that its hands are manacled and everything, and he's just like trying to toss it.
Dexterity?
Yep.
3.
Okay. It just wooden plate just goes flying in a direction, but it falls short and clatters along the ground.
I ask permission to speak with the accused.
As is your right. One moment. She has 6 guards come in.
Yeah.
And they all, crowding around the door, unlock the door. And all 6 of them go in. And they, all 6 come in. And they, bring you to your feet. And they bring you to one of the interrogation rooms. They're doing it very gingerly. You recognize some of these guards from the ones last night. And they're just like, like, you can sense kind of caution and fear. So
As they're going,
it's
I
firm, but
go-
it's not. They're not like,
Yeah.
they're
As
not
they're going,
manhandling you.
I go, just kind of to spook them a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, they flinch.
Ah,
Yeah,
just clear my throat, mates. I keep walking.
and they bring you both into the interrogation room.
Okay.
They close the door. As they close the door, you don't see any of them leave. Like they're on the outside of the door, but they
Right.
are all 6 are posted outside the door.
Okay. You have every right to be angry with me right now.
Yes, I have every single right that's ever existed to be angry with you right now.
However,
I have every right that will ever exist in the future to be angry with you right now. I claim every one of those rights.
Can't do that.
right now, I have 2 objectives, and I hope that you share them. Objective number 1 is to get you out of this alive.
It's my main objective right now as well.
Objective number 2 is to allow you to use some of that anger in a righteous fashion against those who destroyed your village and have done harm to this country.
The other foot just dropped in my head.
Honestly, I don't give 2 shits about the country. But I do want my vengeance.
What if I told you my secrets will give you the ability to get your vengeance?
And all you need to do is point me in the direction.
In order for this to be successful, for you to have your vengeance, and for me to see my mission through, we need to agree on two things. First, we need to get you through this trial alive and without harming any more of the men and women who are trying to do their jobs. Second, we need to agree to find a way to not find ourselves in this situation again. Because I have put my neck out for you in ways that you are unaware of. And I am trusting you a great deal more than I feel like I should after your conduct recently.
Yeah, that seems pretty foolhardy on your part.
So yeah, that's fucked up there.
Terrible idea, really.
But
Because I see more in you than I think you see in yourself. And I need to know that my trust was not misplaced. Can you at least try?
I can promise that I will not intentionally do anything to harm you.
I love how choicy he's being about his words.
Yep.
Then let's get you through this trial alive.
And how do you reckon we're going to do that?
Contingencies upon contingencies. I have spoken to some of my friends in the city. They are working on your behalf. Despite her better judgment, your student is doing the same.
You hope.
When she is finished,
Yeah.
she and Twixen are going to be preparing for a plan B. In the meantime, we are hoping that neither Gorm nor Terenkai will find a way to get in the way.
Too late.
Tarenkai's totally gonna get in the way.
Yep.
Well, it's only because
We-
none of you have included him in any of your schemes. He
We-
thinks he's the only one trying to help him right now.
That's the way we like it.
We must go through the trial. We must see it through. And I must share with you that there is every likelihood that some punishment may be levied.
That's fine. As long as I live.
Much of the punishment will be involved you hitting that fool of a dwarf.
It's fine. I got what I wanted out of that. Whatever I have to pay, I think it'll be worth it.
Take some time to prepare yourself. It's likely to be difficult. And for the record, Jacobin, well, I wouldn't have done it. The one thing that you've done in this whole mess that I don't really mind you having done is punching the dwarf in the face about the forlorn. And I knock on the door.
Guards come out, take Jacobin back to his cell. As you're walking out, the captain goes, you know, he gave a bit of trouble to the shield mage on staff. It's quite a feat, really.
Sitting there, with a big grin on my face, sitting cross-legged in my cell, looking out.
So I will be including that in my report for the trial. Just so you're aware.
I nod. And
It took 11 people to restrain him.
only 11.
My grin widens.
He also, as you can see,
You were fortunate.
we're in the process of mending the wall. And you see the small, tiny hole has been fixed.
To be that fair, that was
But there
their
are,
own fault.
and you did see this coming in, is there was like one sort of arcanist that was weaving sort of transmutation magic to fix the breach. But you can still see the smashed wall inside his cell.
You hear in your head me whisper, please no more of that.
I couldn't if I wanted to. And I gestured all my gear outside.
Wait, and you can't say that back in your head.
No, I
You
say it
said
out
that
loud.
out loud.
I say it out loud.
I was about to say he could say it back in his head, but
Yeah.
he chose not to.
Yep.
There he goes rambling again. Whatever the outcome, I'll be glad once this is over.
Whatever the outcome.
Seraph, if you have the chance, tell your friends the city needs some stronger guards. Took all that just to deal with me. Jeez. I really am worried for this city.
It's a good thing when we're all done with this, hopefully they'll realize that we're on the side of the angels. And I leave.
Quizzical look from
Jacobin rages.
I just have to remind myself that May is not there.
And with that, we're going to take a break.
Ugh.
So next time, we will get to the rest of the group and what they're up to.
God, that means I have to talk
Yes.
and like be diplomatic.
You
and
could
shit.
let me talk for you.